Hi everyone, welcome to Ruster. I'm Jamie, back on the Capri this evening. Just turn it around. Seen on the last previous video, before I ran out of memory, that I actually started stripping the replacement panel down. That's now all been stripped. It's in the acid, getting the rust off, so I'm not carrying on with this evening. What I also did, once the memory ran out, is started removing the A-post. As you can see, there's no point repairing it. It's all gone at the top, it's all gone at the bottom, it's all gone all around the front and at the top. It's completely had it. What I have got is something that, to be honest, ain't in much better condition, but it is better. Got this to go on. It did have all the bottom piece on it when I got it, but I used this years ago when I was restoring my black Capri. But all the top is in mint condition. It's all good, apart from here and here. This is supposed to be here, this line. I will have to remake this bottom piece and repair it at the top. So it needs a couple of repairs, but it is in loads better condition. There is quite a bit of surface rust on the back side, but that can be cleaned off. I've literally just drilled all the spot welds out for the reinforcement. Well, it's not reinforcement, it's the A-post that goes behind this panel. For those of you that don't actually know, this inside piece actually is this. It is actually your outside piece. It's all one piece. As you can see here, actually follows down. Just turn the camera up. You can actually see the lip perfectly follows down. It then tucks in, and then there it is. As you can see, there is actually quite a bit of corrosion on it. It's really corroded. It's actually rotted through. So I may be replacing this with the one you've just seen. But in order to do this, so it's done properly, the scuttle panel's now got to come off, and a small section of the inside piece. Scuttle panel's going to have to come off anyway, because of the rot in both corners. You can actually see from the top anyway that it started to rust through. But even if that wasn't there, I'd still be removing it, because from previous experience with Capris, if the top's rotted, most likely underneath is gone in the corner. So I'm going to start cleaning it up so it reveals the spot welds. That way we can actually drill the spot welds all out, take this off as carefully as possible. That I wasn't too bothered on taking it off properly, because obviously it's not being used. But for any panel that is going to be reused, it will be taken off carefully. Like I say, I do have a brand new one to go on, but it's going to be a bit more of the original car, isn't it, if that's going back on. And for the previous video that I've actually uploaded, where I'm bracing the car up, I think there was 2 people. Thanks to everyone else that's gave me the thumbs up and all that good comments. But for the 2 people that have says apparently it won't be strong enough, the car's going to twist, well, keep watching the videos, I suppose, and then you'll see if the car twists or not. So yeah, let's get it set up on the tripod and actually start getting the scuttle panel off. I'm going to get the slitting disc and try and cut as much of that braze out as I possibly can, because obviously I've not got no acetylene to be able to melt it out. So yeah, hopefully before I go home tonight I want that scuttle panel off. Then if I do come down tomorrow evening, I want to actually start getting it on the rolling jig. If I can get it to fit. Here's the rolling jig. It's homemade. Dad made it years ago. So I have had, I think it's 3 capris on it now, and it works a treat. So yeah, I'm going to come back in a minute once I set up and start drilling these spot welds out. I want to try and keep that. You can actually see the part number there. you get the drift and what's about to happen. Like say, using them. Ideally, what you want to do is actually use a centre punch. You could do with one of them like preloaded ones where you just touch it in there, you go tsh, rather than actually whacking it. Because if you whack it, you're going to obviously put it all out of shape. Separated as well. So that whole piece now moves. It's like 19 minutes. Wow. Huh. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother filming it, but I'm going to drill all the spot welds out that goes across this way. It's only the ones that come this way you need to drill out. If you drill them ones, it's going to remove this piece of the inner wing, bulkhead, this hole underneath. We don't need to do that. Just a scuttle we're taking off. As you can see here, this is the line. So I'm going to come back in a minute, well, in probably about 10-15 minutes. Once all them spot welds are drilled out going across. See you in a minute. Right, hi everyone, welcome back. All the spot welds are drilled out, all across the bottom, all across the top. In that corner, there was actually, it's like this, really badly corroded, so couldn't find the spot welds. So I've had to leave that a little bit and cut a bit further away. Now I'll have to just make a new end. Looks like it's going to be the same with this, just at the end here and here. But that ain't no issue, because you've got to repair that piece anyway. So the spot welds are drilled out across and around here, and also here. So all that's left now really is to grind that braze away, and it should, in theory, come off. Should, let's say. It's going to be a bit shit trying to grind and film. That's actually breaking the crack. Right, I had to turn the camera off because it was too dangerous to try and hold that and grind with a cutting disc. So just gone back, just starting to prise it. As you can see there, it is coming off pretty good. Now what you've got to be careful of here is the inside piece, which is that also follows round, joins to this lip, joins to the lip underneath, and also brazes to the same place. That's why there's a few spot welds here that actually spot weld this to that piece. Try to drill them out, but see if I can separate it. Oh, I've missed one right there at the end. Fucking hell. Ugh, just a second. Just had to center drill it. It actually popped away. See, I seen it lift. Right, there you go. Right, so that's separating. That's all separated from there. So the only bit that's joined now is still this bit of braze here in the corner. And by the looks of it, still seems quite solid here, so just give me a second. I'm going to just give it a little bit of a tug and see if that will actually free it off. It must be a spot weld this. There must have been a spot weld that was still like joined a little bit. Right, so what you got here is the bit right at the end where it's completely rotten. Okay, my bad. There's still a couple of spot welds round on this edge. Great. While I'm here, I'm gonna just give that a quick chisel through. Seen it sliding. Right, so that's that free. So I might not even reuse this anyway, but just in case I do, I want to try and take my time taking it off. So yeah, looks like I just got a couple of spot welds, still a little bit here. So I'm going to come back in a minute once I figure out which ones that is. I'm not going to lift that off. We're going to both see under there together. Both, I mean, like me and the viewer. Right, I wonder if that's time. It moved quite a bit, so it may actually lift off. Just drill, I think, a couple more spot welds, then a little bit was still attached. Ooh. Quite a lot of surface rust across there in the corner. I'm wondering if the early capris weren't actually dipped in primer, because every piece I take off, it's like there is quite a lot of bare metal. Oh wow, okay. More rust, more rust, more rust, more rust. And see, if I am going to replace this panel, this is also got to be taken off. But I'm not going to be taking the whole thing off because obviously you got a lot of spot welds across there. Then it's all around here. Too much of a big job. Too much messing around that will be. So see, that panel joins just there as well. So that's good. So I need to make sure I grind all the rest of that braze out, ready for when the new panel goes on. Because if you try welding when you get to braze, it spits like hell. I've tried it before. So yeah, it needs a bit of repair, but it ain't too bad, to be honest. I have seen worse once the scuttle panel's been taken off. What I'm planning on doing is probably from this corner, getting the slitting disc up there, take that off. It needs to be back enough so I can actually get to this lip for the spot welds, but not too far back as to where you'd probably see it properly if you looked in the engine bay. But so what I'm probably going to do is see where's that. You can actually feel surface rust from the inside actually. Right, so probably through there, straight down. Then you've got a few spot welds here then to take off. Not too many. So, let's have a look at the other side. Yeah, this side's quite a bit worse. You've got all the rot here. So this is also going to need cutting off. That might go through once you start actually scraping it. Needs a repair there. When you do it, you also need to make sure that you get this curve back into it, because that's the actual drain from the windscreen. When water obviously gets it in, it sits here, it drains down, runs down. And ideally, I think what it's supposed to do is actually run to there. But clearly it's going to run down into there, straight into the doorpost, and that's why it rots. So I might even alter that a little bit, you know. I might, because you've actually got quite a depth from there to the top of the scuttle. So as I make that curve, I might even make it so it's more deep, like so, more of a channel. Then it's got no choice but then to run that way instead of that way, because obviously, like you can see, it obviously would run downwards. Yeah, same. You can see it better on this side. It runs down, and it's going to go straight down, in there, and then in between the two seams for the doorpost, it run round to the front, hence why it's rotted. Probably run round to the back, hence why this piece on a capri on the outer doorpost always rots. And then I might also modify the drain tubes. It's all going to be things that, well, you will see it from the outside of the vehicle, but at the end of the day, trying to make it not rot again, so what's it matter? Yeah, you got the drain tube, it comes down, as you can see here, all it does is just sits into the top of the outer sill. This is actually the outer sill, not the inner sill. Yeah, sits in the outer sill and drains into the actual sill. So what I'm planning on doing is make an extender, and then there'll be, let me show you on doorpost. So obviously on the new one you don't get no holes, so it's going to go through, it'll come down, and there'll actually be a hole a proper hole, like I'm going to do something so it looks nice, not just a hole. It'll have like some sort of nice rubber bung or something in it, and then it can drain literally straight out of the car from the sunroof, straight out, not actually go into the inner sill. And same for the back. So I am planning on modifying that. You may get people criticised, but so what, at the end of the day. Yeah, quite a bit of work done this evening. When you're trying to take a panel off without actually just cutting it up and removing it, the amount of time that it actually takes, you can understand why people that strip capris just cut through panels rather than go through the effort of taking them off properly. But yeah, so I'm gonna just nip somewhere now dead quick, and I'll come back and then going to cut that end off, drill the spot welds, cut that end off, and then go home. It's definitely been painted before. The overspray. That, once that's done, all the structural work is done, then the heater bowl will be coming off before the new scuttle goes on, because there is quite a bit of rot at the bottom, right where the drain tube is. Plus, you got a rot hole here. How? I ain't got a clue, because I've never seen a capri rot there before. But every capri has its own like place where it rots, I suppose. So, see for now. Right, welcome back. This was a bit of a pig to separate, because obviously the braze must sink underneath the panels when it's all melted. But yeah, finally got that to get separated in just there. I've drilled the spot welds out to hold the lip to there. Most of it will corroded away. So just about to get the grinder now, do that cut. And there it is. And look at all the bare metal. This is what I said. I wonder if these cars, the early cars, are not dipped in primer. Because look, you can see that pure bare metal. I mean, obviously where there's primer is where it's probably sprayed on. I'm not sure. Because look, you can see him even on the seam. Look, it's all bare metal. Got to be why the rot's so bad. Anyway, that actually looks a lot cleaner than I actually thought it would. That looks really clean actually. On top, just a bit of surface rust. Soon get that cleaned off. Obviously I get this smaller grinder and get this braze cut off. You can actually see there I did go a bit too far when I cut through, but you can re-weld that back together. That ain't no issue. Look how weird of a shape it is. Also kind of looks like an American car when you look at the where the window goes, front windscreen. Sorry, windshield. Yeah, that is really clean. If I did repair it, I'd need to clean it all up first, like really clean it up. Make sure, because it does look quite a bit pitted there. Make sure none of that goes through. Then, if not, I could chop just the bottom piece off. Come on, off of this one and then weld it in. I don't just want to put a flat bit of metal around. I want the ridge in it, because obviously it's there for strength. There's a big hole. Oh. She's gonna look good when she's done though. It's gonna be worth all this hard work. Will be worth it. Alright. I'm gonna probably end that episode there, because I want to go home, have a shower, some dinner. Back at work tomorrow, unfortunately. So, hope you've all enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Please share it. I really want this channel to start growing. I know I'm a bit slow on getting the videos on, but yeah, I will get my arse in, start getting down here more often.